Welcome back to St James. It's been 18 months or so since you've heard from us, and we're sorry about that. We only anticipated it being sort of a 6 or 8 week delay between our finance being approved, our development funding and our grant from council and government, and us, I guess, and going unconditional and then being back on deck. It ended up taking a little bit longer than that. Little things like an election happen in the middle. But here we are, and we're back on site. Asbestos has been removed, we've got clearance, and things are happening. It's really exciting to be here and come check out what we're up to at the moment, what we've been up to, and we'll talk about what we're going to get up to in the future. Okay, so we're about to start the asbestos removal at the St James. We're currently in the middle level in a birdcage scaffold above the grand staircase. We're pretty lucky that we don't have a huge amount of asbestos in the building. We're lucky that we're built in 1928, and that was before sort of asbestos was that widely used. So this coating that was put on this particular part of the ceiling, we think was put on in the 50s. And what's really interesting about it is we've always thought that these ceilings were a light colour to reflect light, but what we've actually found is that in the 50s, before they, when they repainted the place, is they've repainted them the light colour, and they're originally this amazing peachy pink colour, we think. And we've found some areas where it's actually, they've done such a poor job of painting it that we can see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take those bits, put them under a microscope and scrape them back and to find the actual layers of the paint and what it was in 1928 on opening day. So we may end up with these amazing peach, pinky coloured ceiling bolts. So what we've done is we've had the conservation architect come through this morning. We've marked out some specific areas where we're going to cut out some samples and we're going to scrape them back under a microscope, and then the conservation architect Anthony will put together a colour scheme for this area and a palette, and that's what we will restore it to. But ultimately all this asbestos coating will have to come out and the ceilings will come out, and we'll put new vaulted ceilings back in and have to refinish them. Here's a really good area to see, I guess, to look at the layers. So what we can see here is that there's been a layer put on above the pink, which is how we know that the pink is likely the original layer. And this pinky peachy colour is actually is similar to what we've found in other parts of the building. So in some of the areas that are cut out behind the statues, we've found similar colours, and we've actually restored those colours already. So we'll show you what they look like. One of the things we're going to determine is there's sort of a green colour on the pinky colour, and work out what layers was what, so when what was painted, and were some of them perhaps just a sealant. Another really interesting thing that we've found sort of while we've been up here and been able to get a really close look at it is on the original plans from 1928 in St James, we had an amazing chandelier above the grand staircase, and we don't have any photos of it or any record of it existing. The only record that it was actually built, because on the original plans not everything was actually built here, is the chandelier mounting. And it's been painted white and sort of blended into the ceiling, but when we took a closer look at it, what we actually managed to find was this ornate colouring that was hidden under the white coating. So we'll be taking that off again and scraping that and sampling those colours and putting something back there that will replicate what was there, because obviously this bit is destroyed.
Brick and cavity, and then there's another layer of brick which you can see when it reaches rusty out. Yeah. So there's about 2,000 square metres of wall. We've got to remove the bricks and pour a 200 thick shear wall in its place to help brace the building. You can see the extent of it. And I'm hoping that once I've started, the rest is going to get a bit easier.
We've found the original light or hanging light for the grand staircase, and I got an email a few days ago, sort of, you know, out of the blue, asking me about, you know, if there was a light there, and if I knew about it, and if I wanted it, we could have it. And I sort of thought, you know, I've had similar sort of things like this a few times, and I guess I'm always start skeptically. And then you sent through these pictures of it, and straight away I was like, this is the light, this is it. So tell us how you came to have it, and how you found it, and where it's been.
Well, I don't know where it's been, but I know where I found it. Of course, we're in Waiwera, and across the hill we've got the Puhoi, famous Puhoi pub, and they have a Sunday market. And I wandered over there one day, inspired to look for stuff that I could do a garden feature. And I saw this, and I thought, oh, that might work. And I hummed and hawed, and as I was leaving, the guy said, oh, you know, it's from the old St James Theatre. And I still didn't pay much attention, walked away, and as I came back, I thought, oh, I said to him, look, I think he wanted $100 from memory, and I said, well, I'll give you 25 and take it off your hands. And he said, sold. And it wasn't that he said it was in St James, but I thought it looked good in my garden. Anyway, fast forward, saw your article in the Herald, and thought, that is from the St James, and probably forgot about it again for another year, and then came across it in my storage shed the other day, and thought, well, I'll send you an email and see whether it is what it is. But that's the short version of how I got it. Where it went to, how I got to Puhoi from St James, I don't know, but I know how I got from Puhoi to Waiwera, and now in your hands.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.